rainbow stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back, race fans! Tonight we have the United Dirt Sim Series Silver 305s coming to you live from lIMA Motorsports Park in Lima, Ohio. As always, I'm Darren Detweiler, and joining me once again in the booth is Billy Brickley. Starting week 4, we visit our first short track, and we will see how these drivers will cope with the closer racing and punishing outer wall. We expect to see times near the 11-second bracket tonight, but the reduced speeds of a small track might have a few drivers guessing where is best to run. And as our points championship begins to take shape, a few names may choose to no longer appear in the Silver Series after being locked into the Gold Series by way of 3 transfers. But at least for tonight, we will still see Hunter Crum and Showtime Alex Hanna in the field. With this in mind, Billy, what insight can you offer to the fans watching this evening?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting track. It's the first short track of the season. Volusia kind of mimics a short track, but it's a half mile, so we'll see if guys can have the patience to work their way through the field. It's going to be 40 green flag laps. The guys that do make the field, and they kind of got to take it easy the first 10 or 15 at least. Heat race guys, I think that's where you're going to see a lot of action. Guys trying to get the last transfer spots, or just even get up to in a B main, so you don't have to run a C or even possibly a D tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting to see how people will actually cope with this track. It is similar to Volusia in the fact that the banking is similar and the overall corner radius is pretty similar, but at the same time, being the tight little quarter mile that it is, it definitely keeps the action a lot closer together, and it'll be interesting to see how these drivers will actually handle that because you don't have the wide open space of that half mile track to kind of spread out on.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure to say the least. Looks like we've got some new names on the top of the leaderboard so far in qualifying though. So I don't see Hunter Crum. Hunter Crum is 20th, so that's a big change there right off the bat.
yeah, that is a big change, but look at Tyler Street right up there at the top of the board, and Billy Bowerman turning in a 12:085. That's
Yeah,
a great time for him and a great qualifying spot.
well, I've been working with Bowerman a lot last week at Lima Land, so he's got what it takes. I think he just needs to run a clean race, and he'll be there in the front. He's been looking really good this week. So two teammates of mine there, second and third. That's always nice to see right off the bat.
And just a little further down the list, you got Andrew Hansen, Alex Hanna. Looks like all of your team is showing up in force tonight.
Yeah, that's we've been working hard on it, so it's nice to see that these guys are been putting in the work and it's starting to pay off finally.
Now, something I would like to mention for the fans here that are joining us is if you've never actually raced this track, whether it be in real life or here in iRacing, one of the things you'll notice when you're going around the track is it has slight progressive banking. It doesn't appear that way until you're actually down on the track surface, but around the very bottom, there isn't a whole lot of banking to work with. But there is significant banking toward the top up there on that cushion, so it'll be interesting to see where the drivers will choose to run. Obviously, in a 305, generally the fastest line is around the bottom, but with it being a sharper turning radius, it'll be interesting to see if they are willing to sacrifice that momentum to go down low.
Yeah, the last 10, 15 laps, depending on what kind of track we get, that's when you'll see guys rim right in the top for sure. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. All right.
Looks like almost everybody has gotten a time at this point. Looks like Carter Greer has not yet. Checking to see if he's actually made it into the server.
Yeah, I do believe we have a couple drivers we're going to have to correct here as well for the over iRating. So we had a couple late entries that are going to need corrected.
All right.
So got about a minute left of qualifying. I believe Hunter Crum is still leading the points. I don't have an updated sheet in front of me right now, but last I looked, I think it was Hunter Crum and Tyler Streeter battling out there really close, and then Alex Hanna, I think, might be third now. So
Yeah, pulling up the listing right now, I'm actually kind of curious where we're sitting. I'm pretty sure Crum has a significant lead.
Yeah, that he's won, I think, 3 of them now, maybe?
Crum's actually won 2 of them, and Hanna picked up the third. So those guys are actually both showing an average finish of second place, and after 3 weeks of competition, that's pretty impressive that the 2 of them have managed to walk away with this. But you're only talking 37 points that separate the top 3 drivers. So it's definitely anybody's series still, especially if Crum or Hanna elect for missing a few weeks here.
Yeah, and you also get 2 drop weeks, so that'll play in here at the end. A couple guys have had some bad weeks that they'll be able to throw that out, and it's going to make a big difference.
Definitely. Drop weeks will really help you out if you have struggled early here in the season, or if you're up front and you have a bad week late in the season. It doesn't necessarily kill your season. All right, looks like that's going to roll us over to heat number 1.
Yes, we are. See, get your starting grid up here, and starting on the pole, heat number 1 on the inside will be Casey Eskew, number 5. Outside of him will be Aaron Gerwitz in the 199. Second row inside, Chris Jones in the 54 and Scott Kimbrough in the 36.
And Kimbrough is one of those guys that's just joining us for the first time tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what he has to offer.
Yes, it will. Row 3, you're going to have Aaron Bright in the number 9. Outside of him, as mentioned, Hunter Crum. Going to have his work cut out in his first heat. Row 4, number 34, Anthony Goyette on the inside. Outside, David Carnes in the 192. Row 5 inside, Dante Brown in the 42 and Austin Stern in the 41. And row 6 all by himself in the 02 will be Timothy Brantley. See here, heat 1 always takes a while for everybody to get going.
I'm sure a lot of these guys are kind of adjusting a little bit. Well, would normally be adjusting on the setups. I keep forgetting that the silver is a fixed series. For those of you that are looking for decent action out on the track and are under 2,000 iRating and prefer to run a fixed setup car, definitely come and check us out here at United Dirt Sim Series. We run these every Sunday night, same time.
Yeah,
love to have you join us.
These are growing by a lot too. You know, I think we're 38 or almost 40 cars tonight. I think so. It's getting bigger every week.
Did make it to 40 this time.
Yeah, it's getting bigger every single week that we have them. So it's nice to see this group take off. You know, this is basically for the beginners, the younger guys that haven't had a lot of experience on iRacing. So this is pretty big to have this many cars already this early in the season. Pace laps don't take very long here. Looks like the lights are out. Pace cars are going to duck in. Start will be on green. Got Eskew and Gerwitz bringing them down. Hunter Crum's looking on the outside already, trying to make a big move early on. Looks like Gerwitz is going to be get a nice comfortable lead here on an early start. Ooh, I think that was Austin Stern got in the back of somebody. He's going to end up in a wall. Are no yellows in heat races. Crum's moved up to 5th now from that 6th spot. Chris Jones, that's him in the 54 there, getting real loose coming out of the corner. It's going to give another spot to Crum. Crum will get up to 4th. I believe we taken 4 or 3 tonight, Darren.
We take 4 out of our heat races.
All right,
That'll
so,
go directly to the A.
Watching the battle for the transfer spot right there between Chris Jones and Hunter Crum. Hunter's going to take advantage of it now. Jones is pretty loose on exit there a couple times now. Crum's now looking for the bottom for 3rd. Not quite enough to get it. Heat race 1's not the one you really want to be in because it's still a fresh track. There's not a lot of passing that's going to go on.
Well, it's at least not the one you want to be in if you're starting in the back. If
No,
you're starting at the
definitely
front, heat race 1 is definitely where you want to be.
Yeah, Hunter's...
Oh, contact!
Yeah, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, upside down.
Sent in a big Hail Mary there and got a hold of Crum. That's going to knock Crum out of that final transfer spot. Anthony Goyette's going to be the... and then Hunter Crum gets another one from, I believe that was Dante Brown. So Crum is finding himself from going in to now he's way out. He's going to be pretty low in the main. That's a checkered flag there. Looks like you got SQ, Gurwitz, Bright, and Goyette going to be your 4 transfers out of that first heat race.
Yeah, Crum's definitely going to have his work cut out for him tonight. He's most likely going to be running the B main. But as we saw last week, he is capable of coming out of the B and really putting on a show.
Yeah, I think he can come out of any main, really. The talent that he has and make it into the A. It's just whether or not he's going to have enough time. All right, Heat 2. Inside row on the pole, we got Joe Dowd in the 21. Outside of him, Andrew Hansen in the number 2 car. Row 3, Caleb Hardman in the 11 and Billy Bowerman in the number 94. Row 3, Brandon Surrett and Matthew Scott. Row 4, Blaine Brink, Jack Hitt. Row 5, Alex M.D. Robinson in the number 99 and Brandon Smith in the 12. Row 6, all by him lonesome, Daniel Thorson in the number 8. Got a couple good drivers here. Caleb Hartman, he's been running real well lately. He's made a couple transfers, I think, maybe 2 now. So I think he might have 1 left in him, and then he'll be able to run the gold every week. And like we mentioned, Bowerman, he's been real fast of late, running real good here at lIMA LAND and all the testing we've had.
All right, here we go. Looks like a few of the guys were strung out back there at the back of the field. I guess they weren't really paying attention to the lap count coming down to the green.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of time here, you know, when pacing it. It happens really fast. Andrew Hansen's going to try to take that number 1 spot early on, running the high side, and it's got way too high there.
Look at Bowerman trying to work the middle. There's just not quite enough room yet here in Heat 2.
Bowerman keeps having to check up. Just can't get the run he's got. I think he's faster, but he just can't make a move. There's just not enough room on the track right now.
Ooh, a little contact there. Looks like he kept it under control.
Our leader keeps linking in and out there quite a bit. Still able to hold on to it. Let's see if that gets any better. Top 4 kind of spread out a little bit now. No real charge from 5th. It looks like Bowerman's he's still working all over Caleb trying to get that 3rd spot.
And he's got the bottom line now, and as long as that holds a little bit of moisture, oh, looks like he lost it there.
Yeah, I got real loose on exit. You can do that here at lIMA LAND. You know, you'll be really tight, and then all of a sudden on the exit of the corners, you just all of a sudden get this real bad loose condition. Coming down,
yeah, it seems to be a characteristic of the quarter miles here in iRacing. Fairbury is kind of prone to the same type of thing. Harmon gets into the wall.
Yeah, 2 to go. Harmon was looking for 2nd, and Bowerman, he's going to get up into Andrew. Harmon hits Bowerman, he's going to drop out. Now he's in 5th. That's going to move, I believe it is Brandon Surrett. He's a newcomer to the league. He's going to move him up in the 4th in that final transfer. They come down to the checkered. He's going to do it. Yes, he will. Joe Dowd, Hansen, Bowerman, and Surrett will be your top 4, and teammates are wrecking each other after the yellow.
I think that was a little hello, how you doing there from Bowerman over to Hansen.
Yeah, he's always having a good time when he's out on the track, so I'm sure it was not intentional.
All right, that's going to roll us over to heat number 3.
Heat 3, starting grid. You got 22 Christopher Standridge on the pole and Alex Hain on the outside of him in second. Row 2, you got Chase Swafford, which is one I believe he's over the I rating limit in this class, so he can run tomorrow night, but he's not eligible for tonight's race. And starting out outside of him be Tyler Street. Row 3, Chad Bishop and Jared Shipley. Row 4, Richard Shockley and Dave Ward. Row 5, Tyler Baker and Rodney Shockley. And that's it. No row 6 on this one. Yeah, like you mentioned, this is a 2,000 I rating and below series. We do check it, so he was not there, and I think he was almost 3,000, so not eligible to run the series, but he is eligible to run tomorrow night in the 305 Gold Series, and the 360s will start week 2 tomorrow night as well. So if anybody's interested in that, we start the 360s or 305s? I think the 305s start at 9 Eastern, and then 360s are to follow. So if anybody's interested in that.
Chad Bishop is the one that's going to receive the gift of moving forward a row up into a transfer spot.
Yeah, see if you can take advantage of that. Tyler Street with a big start on the outside. Stranger's in all kinds of trouble. He had a real bad push. And Bishop's going to... And we're still fighting. Shared bleeds it to everybody.
Looks like Standridge got hung up there.
Yeah, we got beating and banging all over the place. This one's a full contact sport here in Heat 3. Alex Hain is going to get out to a nice lead, and he's going to run away with this one. Tyler Street.
Dave Ward Jr. now is looking at a transfer spot. He's up into 4th.
Yeah, Dave Ward's 4th. Jared Shipley's not done. He's still trying to get 2nd. He's been having some good runs here of late as well.
Yeah, he's just had some bad luck that seems to bite him come feature time, but in the heat races, he's been looking decent.
Yeah, week 1, he was running top 5. Just bad luck at Lernerville, went off the corner, and that was all it rode. It was all downhill from there after that. So Dave Ward might get some challenge here at the end. Tyler Baker, he's searching, he's looking, he's trying to get that last spot. Going to be 3 to go. He's got 3 laps to do it.
Looks like the bottom side of the track's starting to go away now, so they're pushing the cushion up the...
Yeah, for me, it looks like the bottom's still there. The guys just aren't wanting to run it. I don't know if that middle line's faster or if these guys just decided they don't want to run the bottom no more. Dave's going to get a nice little lead now on that 5th place spot. Should settle in nice and comfortable. And coming to your checkered, it's going to be Alex Hanna, Tyler Street, Jared Shipley, and Dave Ward will get the final transfer spot out of Heat 3 into the A main. Saw a little bit of action there in the beginning of that one. We haven't seen much today like I thought we would, so guys are running fairly clean for what we expected.
All right, that's going to bring us over to our 4th and final heat race tonight. Finally made it up to 4 heat races, so that's definitely a good sign of things to come. That'll get our format closer and closer to what it's intended to be.
Yeah, our C main should be a lot better shaped with iRacing's awesome formatting system they do. All right, starting row, Heat 4 on the inside, Cale Regal on the pole in the 27. On the outside of him, Daniel Vaught in the 37. Row 2, Aiden Berlin in 3rd. 4th, Benjamin Newman. Row 3, John Ruby and Raymond Chess. Row 4, Justin Smolin and Kelby Taylor. Row 5, you're going to have Ty Williams and Mark Bradshaw. Williams, I believe, is another one we had to tell him, come on over tomorrow night, run with the big boys. Not sure if he's in this one still, or no, he's not. So, yeah, Mark Bradshaw will not get the lucky dog because Ty was the last car on the inside.
Looking at this field right now, I'm going to have to say it'd be interesting to see what Ruby can do from back there in the 5th starting spot. He's racing with Vanderpool, and he's actually shown some promise of some speed.
He was one of the faster guys in practice. He's all over Aiden Berlin. Aiden also, he's been pretty fast as of late, so both of those guys got a lot of speed. They just didn't show it. Got a big old pile up here in the beginning. Newman got real big of a hurry. And then Ruby's going to feed a right rear to Berlin.
It looked like they tried to clean it up immediately after the contact there. Ruby got
Yeah,
out of the throttle and tried to turn down the track.
yeah.
Gave
Newman
Berlin a little bit of room.
On that start just had one heck of a run and just ran into the back of the guy in front of him. Caused him to spin out. He's gonna be the one that hurts the most. That drops him all the way back to 7th. As of now, Aiden Berlin is in your 4th spot, but Raymond Chest is running that high side all over him. He's coming.
Starting to see a lot more of these guys grabbing hold of that wing adjuster and pulling it back toward the back of the car, trying to get traction now.
Yeah,
It'll be
Raymond's
interesting to see how that starts to affect the handling of the cars. Not seeing as many guys snap loose on exit.
Raymond's got his wing parked all the way in the trunk. I think it might be a little too early for that, but if he feels it's a little too loose, it might help him out a little bit. Kelby Taylor was throwing a slider there, wasn't able to make anything happen. He's just searching, trying to find something. Everybody's kind of right around the top right now, all strung out. I'll tell you, Darren, if it was me, I'd be all over that bottom line right now, just seeing what it would do if I was one of these guys.
Yeah, I'd have to be doing the same
Out.
thing. I mean, you've seen me race here many times. I prefer the bottom of the track, even when it gets late in the race.
Yeah, Kelby's going to get a 5th spot with 1 to go. Don't think he's got enough to catch Aiden, though, to get that final transfer. It's not going to get it done. Regal is going to get the win, followed by Vaught, Ruby, and Berlin. Top 4. Well,
Nice to see that Ruby and Berlin were able to
they're
straighten things out.
They're still trying to straighten it out, and I can't quite get it figured, I think. So, looks like that'll take us into a C main tonight.
All right, C main. We are going to have 4 drivers transferring out of this into the B main, where it looks like 8 drivers will transfer from the B.
Yeah, we've got, let's see, get our lineup here. You said we have how many going into the B?
4 drivers from the C will make it to the B main.
Right. So, 4 of them moving on. Starting row, got Benjamin Newman. Seen he just got a great start. He knows what the track's like. He was just on it, so he should be a favorite in this one right off the bat. Outside of him, you're going to have Scott Kimbrough in 2nd. Oh. Row 2, you will have Daniel Thorson on the inside. Outside of him, you're going to have Chad Bishop. Row 3, Mark Bradshaw and Chris Jones. Row 4, Brandon Smith and Christopher Standridge. Row 5, Justin Smolin and Timothy Brantley. Row 6, Alex Robertson, and that should be it. Austin Stern will be all by himself, I think, in the back, and Blaine Brink. Those 2 will get us move up 1 free row. Should help them out. I'm sure they will not complain about that one bit. Looks like we got 1 to go here. Lights are out. Pace car's going to bring them down. They got 10 laps. Let's see if they can get it done here. Few bigger names, faster guys, I think, that should be at least in the B main. We'll see if they can get through it.
Yeah, you look at where Kimbrough actually timed in at, and he's having to run the C main. I mean, it's just proof that the heat races can really shake things up.
Yeah, I believe he got caught up in a mess, and that's what sent him back here. Most of these guys were involved in a wreck. Chris Jones, you've seen him. He was getting real loose early on in that race. See if he got his car tightened up a little bit better, or maybe move that wing back like he said. It's going to help him out here in this C main. He is running comfortably in 4th right now.
A few guys are starting to test the bottom of the track now.
Ooh, Bradshaw gives a little right rear. I believe that was maybe Standridge, I think, was the recipient of that. And Standridge is going to get in the wall now. Might have caused some damage there, and tough break for him. I think he had a rough week last week as well. And we got another wreck. Ooh, I believe that was Chris Jones. He was in 4th. Not sure who that was he got tangled up with. That's going to knock him out. I got Daniel Thorson. He is in the 4th spot now. No front wing on that car, but in Lima Lane you don't absolutely need one. It's got a nice, comfortable lead though over Timothy Brantley in fifth. So as long as nothing bad happens, he should be able to move on and be in your B main tonight.
Yeah, I guess that is one of the blessings of it being a short track tonight. That front wing doesn't play a whole lot on the handling of the car since you don't have the wing speed for them to really make a huge difference.
Yeah, we got looks like Chad Bishop here trying to make a move on Benjamin Newman here at the very end. Newman's going to get in the wall. Coming down to 1 to go. Bishop Newman still side by side battling for second. Thorson's going to try to sneak in there maybe there at the end and see if he can get that second spot from fourth. Newman now moves to the bottom. Newman ain't going to have enough. He's going to get too loose, and Bishop will get the second place. And
good race there in the C main.
Newman didn't seem to be too happy about that end, but let Bishop know he was there.
All right, looks like we're going to have 15 drivers, 8 transfers from the B main, so a few more eliminations coming up.
Yeah, that's half the field, so we'll see what these guys can do here. I think we got a few good names in it as well. Starting on the pole, you're going to have Dante Brown. Outside of him, you're going to have Matt Scott. Row 2, you got Tyler Baker and Kelby Taylor. Row 3, David Carnes and Caleb Harmon. Row 4, Richard Shockley and Raymond Chest. Row 5, Hunter Crum and Jack Hitt. Row 6, Rodney Shockley and Scott Kimbrough. Row 7, Chad Bishop, Benjamin Newman. Row 8, Daniel Thorson. So you got Hunter Crum. He's in here. That's a big name. See if he can get up. Right now he's 1 spot out of a transfer, so got a little bit of work to do, but I think if he just takes his time and doesn't rush anything, he can do it. He's got 10 laps. Shouldn't be a problem, but we finally saw a little bit of action in that C main tonight.
Yeah, I think the key here in the B main is going to be remembering just get that top 8 and cruise. Don't get into trouble.
Yeah, if you're top 5 for sure, they guys need to not try to race real hard and just let them have it. Dante and looks like Matt Scott were getting a little close there. Caleb Harmon's going to get a really good start. Almost jumped it, but
3 wide, almost 4 wide there through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tyler Baker, he's going to be the bad recipient of a just came across his nose, going to wreck him out there. That's going to be a tough break for him. That will end his run in the B main.
Looks like Crum is going to be the lone guy running the bottom.
Yeah, he's moved up to 7th.
At least in the top half of the field.
Moved up to 7th now. That's helping him out a little bit. Caleb Harmon's all over the back bumper of Raymond Chest. Guys are racing pretty hard for a 5th place spot, which is comfortably in.
And just getting word now from track officials, looks like they'll be doing a quick rework of the track previous to the A main warm-up. Track surface getting a little questionable.
All right. Ooh, Jack Hitt, he was comfortable. He's in the wall. Raymond Chest, he's also in the wall. So these guys were in comfortable transfer spots, putting it in the wall. They're still going to stay on and move back to 7th and 8th. Richard Shockley in 9th. He's still a ways back. Not going to have a shot at him yet. Hunter Crum, though, he just doesn't seem to have quite enough yet. He might just be riding, though, trying to take it easy. As you see, Dante Brown's going to get loose in front of Carnes. That's going to hurt Carnes big time. Carnes, he can't get it quite straightened back out, but tough break for Carnes and Brown. They were both in a transfer spot. Now they're out. That's going to move Chad Bishop into your final... No, sorry, Chad Bishop and Shockley. That would be your final transfer spots right now. Carnes looking all the way out. Matt Scott's kind of got a comfortable lead. And Kelby Taylor, they've checked out from the rest of the field. They're just running that high side. Coming down
Scott
on the
got
last
into the
lap.
wall there a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He disappeared for a little bit there, too. Coming down the checker, though. Kelby lifted to keep from taking him out. But Matt Scott's going to get your win, followed by Kelby Taylor. Harmon, Crum, Chest, Hitt, Bishop, and looks like Shockey will be your final transfer tonight.
All right, and we'll have 2 minutes of warm-up coming up, giving our A main drivers a chance to check out the track state now that it's been reworked.
yeah, see how they like it. So give them guys a chance to wear in it just a little bit and get used to the different track straight. We'll bring up our sponsors here while we're watching a little bit. Got Design Metal Art, Jessup Logistics, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, Pushing the Cushion Productions that are bringing you this fine broadcast this evening, and Speed World Hobbies. All are helping bring this broadcast to you guys tonight. Let's see who's at the top of the board to get it started with this. Right off the bat, Hunter Crum, he goes out and he's quick already in practice. It's like, ooh, and Billy Bowerman, he's now going to take that top spot from Hunter Crum. He's fastest with an 11.989. I think that would have been fast enough for a pole tonight. A lot of mayhem already for a track that's got a lot of life in it, so we're going to see a lot of action in this feature. It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting now that we'll have cautions going in the A main.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to change a lot for sure. Anthony Goyette, well, he was looking good until he smacked that wall there in warm-ups, but he's up to third fastest. Andrew Hansen, he's fourth. Oh, Tyler Street just moved up to third fastest, so track's still got a lot of life in it. Guys are still running fast laps.
And looks like that will conclude our warm-up session. Yeah, that track's just now getting to look like it's getting to be very, very racy.
Yeah.
Groove's starting to develop right around the bottom, so people will start looking up the track pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to change a lot from when these guys start to when they end. It's going to be a big difference between the end of this race, guys that can run in the slick and guys that can't run in the slick. So you might see some move up early on here, and then you'll see some fall back at the end that can't just run in that slick like they want to, or can't run the high side here, because you kind of got to run right next to the wall when you run the high side.
Very, very true. All right, that's going to bring us over to our top 24 drivers for this evening. Billy, how about that starting grid?
All right, row one on the pole, you have Casey SQ. On the outside of him, you're going to have Joe Dowd. Row two on the inside, Alex Hanna and Cale Regal. Row three, Aaron Gerwitz, Andrew Hansen. Row four, Tyler Street and Daniel Vault. Row five, Aaron Bright and Billy Bowerman. Row six, Jared Shipley and John Ruby. Row seven, Anthony Goyette and Brandon Surrett. Row eight, Dave Ward Jr. and Aiden Berlin. Row nine, Matthew Scott and Kelby Taylor. Row 10, Caleb Hartman and Hunter Crum. Row 11, Raymond Chess and Jack Hitt. Row 12, Chad Bishop and Richard Shockley. That'll round out your field. 40 laps tonight. You got a favorite pick you want to choose here tonight?
You know, I got to say, with the starting position, I think it's going to be tough to beat Showtime.
Yeah, he's transferred. I think he's already locked into the gold after last week, so he's looking good. He's in a good position. Got a lot of new names up here. I think I'm going to have to take his teammate, though, Tyler Street. I think he might have a good shot at it. He was looking pretty good in practice. Can't count out Bowerman back there. Gerwitz, he's been making big improvements in the last couple weeks, too. So there's a lot of guys I think that have a chance, and never count out Hunter Crum. Andrew Hansen's going to get a big start on the outside. Might pick up a whole row of positions. He will. 3 and 4 wide. There's a big old gaggle of cars just everywhere. We've got 4, maybe 5 wide. I can't even count that high. Looks like Eskew's going to get out to your early lead, though, followed by Dowd and Hannah Gerwitz, and we're going to have our first caution.
Looks like that first caution was for Dave Ward.
All right, well, I do have a new feature here. I'd like to play our replay button so we can go back and find out what happened. Let's see if we can find out where it happened at here in just a second. All right, here we go. Let's see. Looks like he was already loose. Just got into Hammond. Just kind of got loose coming out of the corner there. Wasn't much he could do with it. See, Goyette, he was also he was in trouble before that yellow even came out. So
And looking up through the field of cars, looks like Hunter Crum has already found a little bit of trouble. He's missing that nose wing.
Yeah, he's missing that nose ring. If I was him, yeah, and he did. He did come in, got a pit. That's a live look right there now. So Hunter he's coming in. He's gonna take a fast repair. They get a couple of those, I believe. So he's gonna need it. Now's the time to do it. You know, we're 6 laps in, so there's no better time than now. And I believe iRacing early on the gun there on that green flag, but we are back to green. Kind of spreaded everybody out now. SQ, Dowd, Hanna, Gerwitz, they've all got a little lead, and we're gonna have another yellow. That'll give them a bunch up and give it another shot at least. Let's see if we could see. Sure. Who caused that? That might just
could have been a decision from the flagman just because of the strung out field.
Yeah, I think that might have been a official call to stack them back up because they did spread out quite a bit. Every now and then iRacing will do that. It'll mess with you and decides it wants to go green while you're still coming around the backstretch. Usually it's pretty bad at Kokomo. You don't see it a whole lot here, but it is iRacing and you never know what you're going to get with them.
That is very true. You know, if any of the programmers there at iRacing are watching, we would love to see a control for the flagman when you have an actual live flagman to be able to throw the green when he wants to.
Yeah, speaking of, we are back to green. We had a bunch up there, about 3rd or 4th. Oh, and that looks like that might have been a deal where a guy was blinking in and out, and nobody saw him. He just disappeared for a second.
Yeah, a little bit of a net code issue there.
Yeah, last I seen he was gone, and then there he was, and that's not going to go unnoticed. Let's take a look at that one, because that was not... don't believe that was a very good move on his part. Let's see what we get here. Not sure if he was, not sure if he was looking for retaliation or just couldn't get off the track. Yeah, he disappeared again, so, it definitely wasn't intentional, I don't believe. No, it doesn't appear that way, but he does have some internet issues, so he'll need to get that taken care of before next week. So that will move Alex Hanna up in a 2nd, Tyler Street in a 3rd, Ruby 4th, and Andrew Hansen in 5th. And we're back to green.
Great start from the leader.
Yeah, might have kept Hanna sleeping there a little bit. A lot of guys are venturing up top. Tyler Street, I think, is one of the first ones. Hannah's going to go up there now that he sees him. Street's still going to keep running that top. I think he's going to get a good run on Hanna here coming down the backstretch. He will. And the yellow's going to come out, though. It's just not going to be enough. Let's see if we could see what that one was for. I believe that was the number 9, Aaron Bright, who brought that one out. See, there he goes in the corner, and yeah, just a racing deal. Got his left rear caught on the right front. There's not much you can do with that. Just it's going to send you in the wall, spin you around every single time. Yeah, at the halfway point now. Darren, your pick's looking pretty good there in second place so far.
Yours isn't looking too bad where he's running. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with these guys. Looks like Gerwitz is going to come back out, so we're going to have a slight delay on the green flag, get him a chance to tag the back of the field.
Yeah, they will give waves up until, I believe it's 10 to go. I was talking changing that to about the halfway point, but I don't think we actually came up with a definite answer on that. That rule's still in standing. These guys are beating and banging. They're all ready to go, just pacing or running in the back of each other. Escu's going to get another great start.
Hannah got a little bit better of a start than that last restart. And he's definitely up there ready to challenge Escu.
Yeah, those two are still running the bottom real nice. You can tell it's the bottom's still there. They're using it nicely, but Street's going to be the one that's going to be the good recipient once that top comes in. It won't take long. He'll be able to move right on through. Like Jack Kidd.
Looked like he was laying on his side there as leaders were coming around.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a replay there. Looks like we got a couple cars that might have been involved. If I can find it, there we go. Yeah, hit got loose, got into Bowerman, and the 97 car, he was just a lucky bystander as well. Just a tough deal, you know, you get loose and there's not much you can do with it after that. Good call though for Yellow to come out and well, the leaders up before anything bad happened to one of them. You don't want them to get taken out by just bad luck of somebody stuck on the track. Looked like Bowerman came in and got some repairs done to his car. He's going to drop back all the way to 20th position now. Tough break for him.
So far, it looks like Hunter Crum is stuck way back in the field still.
Yeah, we haven't talked to him much. He's showing in 14th position right now.
That'll definitely shake up the points a little bit. Oh, contact Hannah and Ruby.
John Ruby did not have that spot, and he just threw it up in there.
That is a yard sale over there in turn two. Two cars on their sides.
Yeah, Ruby did not have that spot, and he wanted it, and just drove it in there way too hard. Let's see if we can take another look at that here. Yeah.
It looks like Alex Hannah and John Ruby are going to call it a night.
Yeah, Hannah was flipped over. Wasn't much he could do there, and yeah, it looks like Ruby might have thrown it too hard. Hannah did come down a little bit. Not sure. Hard to tell from that angle, but they'll take a look at that after the race and see what the real cause of that is. Tyler Street's going to be your lucky recipient, though. I'll move him up to second. Cale Regal third, Daniel Vaught fourth, and Brandon Surratt in fifth. Surratt, this is his first time racing with the league, so he's not having too bad of a night. He is missing a front wing, it looks like, but as we mentioned before, not really necessary here at lIMA LAND.
Here we go. Tyler Street getting his first look at the leader now.
Yeah, he's still running that high side. I really think that's going to be the place to be when this bottom wears out. But SQ's been running that low middle line to perfection every single time. He's going to get a challenge here. Got 10 to go, 9 to go now. SQ's going to throw the block on Street. Regal's coming right up behind Street. We can throw a blanket over the top three. Street's going to look outside. Is he going to get enough room? And they're going to touch. Oh, Street had the line. He was going to pull a big slider on that lead pack. That's a tough break for him. The top three, you know, they sailed with it. All three of them will transfer into gold, but I don't think any of them wants just a transfer. They want the win right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking these guys definitely want that big W.
Yeah, just the transfer is not enough. They want, you know, they want to be on the podium and want to be talking to us here at the end, I think. Street's looking good. SQ's kind of searching. He hasn't ran that top yet, so he doesn't know what it's like. That's the bad part about running that middle for so long. Regal was all over Street, though, so you can't count him out either.
Yeah, this late in the race, changing lanes, going up top can definitely mess with you. If you haven't been up there before, you don't know if there's a bump that's formed somewhere that's going to cause the car to go tight. Uh, if it's washed out underneath the cushion, it's all guesswork at that point, and it looked like Street was getting ready to capitalize on that very fact.
Yep, here we go. 5 to go. SQ's going to move way up, get a great start. Regal had to check up. Street's going to get a great run as SQ gets loose coming out of the corner. Tyler Street tries to look to the outside, and we're going to get another yellow. I think this will bring up our first green-white checker.
I didn't catch who that was. Was that Bowerman that got tangled up in that last one?
Looked like Bowerman was the one there at the end. Let's see if we can find a replay for you guys here. Yeah, it looks like here Bowerman. Shipley was flipping. Bowerman tried to avoid him, got in the wall, and then when it came down, it just had nothing left.
Just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I think he's going to call it a night. Should be the first green-white checkered here, I believe. Let's see if Street's so close. He keeps getting opportunities to do it, and every time the yellow comes out. I know how he feels. I ran in one of Street's races earlier tonight, and that kept happening to me. About every single time I go to throw the slider, the yellow would come out, and you just have to go right back and try it again.
All right, should be going green this time around. We have 5 attempts at this green-white checkered. Let's see what they can do.
Ooh, we got a big bunch up in the melee. I think they should throw the yellow here. I don't think we're going to see a green. Yeah, they're going to keep it going for now. There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, race control would
delay
see
on
that. There was a massive bunch up going into turn 3. I don't know who caused that, but
From my eye, it looked like SQ just slowed the pace down a little bit.
yeah.
And everybody just kind of stacked up. We're going to have to, I think we're going to have a word with a few of our competitors from tonight about things like that.
Yeah, we had an issue I think week 2, and they kind of straightened ourselves out, but we might have to bring that up again.
For those at home that are wondering what I'm referring to, part of our rule book actually says that the leader is responsible to maintain the pace coming down to the green. And obviously, if you're stacking up everybody behind you, you are not maintaining the pace.
Looks like Bowerman, it come back out on track. Looks like lights out on the pace car on backstretch. We'll go to green. This will be our second green-white checker to chip here. Street.
Just looking at the track right now, looks like the track is taking a little bit of rubber around the top. Unfortunately, rubber in iRacing doesn't give you any additional traction, so.
Does not, but here we go. We are back green now. Green flag. We'll have 2 laps, see if Tyler Street can get it done or if Regal can do it. Street's going to look low. He's going to get way loose when he does that. Regal's going to look to the high side now. Street will put a block on him. Look now, Esky, but you got a mirror full of 2 cars coming. Kelby Taylor, he's going to move up in a 4th spot with a nice slider coming out of 2.
There goes Street down to the bottom.
Street makes the slider at Lou Street. Ooh, Street had an internet issue there. I think that might have saved him. Kelby Taylor on the bottom now. He's 4-wheeling over the tires. That was it, though. That was the checker. Looks like it was SQ, Regal, and Tyler Street are your top 3. See if we can get them up on the front stretch, and we will get some interviews for you here shortly. Darren, we had quite a few wrecks tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of short track racing here in iRacing.
Yeah.
You have to be really patient, and the second you are impatient, it will bite you very, very quickly.
Yeah, a lot of cautions, but we knew that was going to happen. It's lIMA land. It's a tough track. You know, it's tight. Everybody's trying to get that position, so you'll have that here. Or who was it? SQ was able to hold on, though, and I think he led all 40 laps, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we had 46 official laps, so led every single lap, so not bad for him tonight.
All right, with that, we'll get our number 3 finisher Let's see if we can get him up to the booth real quick. Sorry for the delay here, folks. Just having a little trouble getting everybody situated for the post race. All right, and bringing home third place tonight, Tyler Street in the number 4. How are you doing this evening?
Not very happy.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of rough racing tonight. Not a whole lot of green flag action, but at least you managed to pick up the transfer spot, and you're actually looking pretty good in the points right now. I haven't checked the official updated results yet, but that should move you up a little bit in the point standings.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not very happy with how that race went. I feel like I should have won that one. I wish there was more green laps. That's for
Yeah, we did note it had quite a bit of caution laps. I'm not sure what the total count was. I don't have that in front of me, but we did have to run 46 laps instead of the scheduled 40, so tough break there. You look good, though. You are in the top 3, so you do get a chance for on to the gold race tomorrow night. That's a plus. Well, maybe. I guess you do
I
make it
should
tomorrow?
be in. I should be in tomorrow.
Okay, so you will finally get a transfer. I think this is the second time you're able to transfer, so looks like you might get to run the Gold Series tomorrow. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll be excited to run with some of the bigger guys on the 305s, and especially at lIMA lAND. I love lIMA lAND, so just hope it goes a lot better than what it did tonight.
Yeah, you look good up top. You definitely had something for SQ. You just couldn't quite get it finished. About every time you're going to make a move, a yellow would come out. So it's kind of tough break, but you're able to pull it home. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, it was really good racing, but I mean I couldn't do it without Silva Fast. You know, those guys they put in a good setup for me, and uh, especially the UDSS series. I mean, this series is awesome, and it's really cool to have it, and just really happy to have everybody else helping on the race car and everything like that.
All right, Tyler. Congrats on your third place finish. I know it's not what you wanted, but we will see you tomorrow night in the 305 Golds.
Thank you.
And do we have Kale Regal for us?
And we should be having Cale Regal joining us here pretty quick. All right, and our second place finisher tonight, Cale Regal. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Good.
So, brought home second place with a little last lap action there between you and Tyler Street. How did you think? Were you expecting the racetrack to get as slick as it did tonight?
No, not really. I thought it was going to stay tacky from the beginning. Wasn't expecting it to get as slick as it did.
Well, it seemed to work out in the end. I didn't catch how far back you fell or if you stayed pretty much at the front the whole race, but there at the end you were in the right position at the right time.
Yeah, I fell back to sixth there for a little while, and then I worked my way back up from that big crash that happened.
All right. Well, with your second place finish tonight, that's going to gain you a transfer into tomorrow night's Gold Series. Have you been up there before?
No.
Well, congratulations on your first transfer to the Gold Series. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Any sponsors or anything of that sort you'd like to thank?
No.
All right. Well, we'll catch you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, and joining us in the booth now, tonight's feature winner, that is Casey Eskew. Casey, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How about you, man?
Oh, we're doing great up here in the booth. You put on a clinic running up front. Didn't look like anybody really had a challenge for you until the very end. What can you tell me about running up there?
Well, I mean, plain and simple, you just got to hit your marks, run your lines. Those cautions helped out a lot. You know, didn't have too many green flag stretches where I had to worry about anybody pressuring me or anything. And other than that, you know, it's pretty laid back. Just simple day running up front.
Well, anytime you can run up front the whole car's definitely working for you, and you made it work. Looks like you're going to earn a transfer into tomorrow night's Gold Series, which that'll be an open setup race. You got anything planned to bring to us tomorrow night?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there, and I'm no doubt about it. I'll probably be competing up front there too as well. I just want to give a big shout out to Dirt Demons Club, LLC, iRacing, Mission 22, Soul Setups, and my boy Lucas Choate.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck tomorrow night. Be a lot of stiff competition out there. Hope to have you up at the front with us.
Thank you, and Flagman Alex too. By the way, didn't want to forget him for bringing me over here and race with you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude our interviews for the night. Billy, any last thoughts? Yeah, I have to say it's going to be an interesting field. We'll have 5 guys eligible to come out of the Silver Series now because 2 of our locked-in transfers did not make the top 3. So that's 5 additional racers and a track that generally doesn't have to be reworked in the Gold Series. So we'll see what happens. This track can definitely slick off in a hurry, as we saw tonight. We went from, at beginning of the A main where it was still tacky everywhere to extremely slick there at the end. Track looked to be taking a little bit of rubber, which means there is no moisture left. So should be an action-packed night of racing.
Yeah, it'll be good to see. The Gold Series usually slicks off quite a bit, and we don't usually rework it. So these guys out of the Silver Series, they might have their work cut out for them with an open setup, and they're gonna have their work cut out for them. Now they're gonna see what they can do. Hunter Crum will show up well. He's got a bone to pick, I think, after tonight's race. So be fun to see him try to work his way back up as well.
Yeah, he'll be driving with the intent to prove something. So we'll see what he has to offer in the coming nights.
Exactly. I think that's all I got. You got anything else, Darren, before we send him off?
No, that's all I've really got this evening.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Tune back in tomorrow night at 9 Eastern for the 305 Gold Series, and then following that at 10 Eastern, we will have actually, I think it's 10:15 now, we will have our 360 Series with their Week 2 here at lIMA Land. So 2 action-packed nights of racing tomorrow night. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.